Good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime Coaching. My name is Kevin Britz and I'm an executive coach and international leadership facilitator and host to the Lunchtime series happening every day at 12 on ebizradio.com. Today we are chatting to business owner and wellness coach of the Perfect Symphony, Tate Makayi. Tate, how are you doing?
I am great, thanks. I'm so great. Thank you so much for having me, Kevin.
Fantastic. Thank you for being here. When you sent your information through to me, I was going, wellness coaching is such a big thing in the world right now, and it's actually one of the career choices that we haven't spoken to on the Lunchtime series. So I'm excited to what you have to share with us, and tell us more about you. So please go ahead and tell everybody what it is you do.
Okay, well, I am the founder and director of Perfect Symphony. I am also a hub ambassador for Female Entrepreneurs Association South Africa. I am a life coach that works with women that are struggling with hormonal imbalance, causing them to have sleepless nights, fatigue, low libido, low energy, and a whole load of other issues that come with hormonal imbalances. I help women to take control of their health and wellness using natural methods through affordable and simple lifestyle changes. It's important for it to be affordable and simple, just to make it easier to implement it into your day-to-day. I also help women restore intimacy with their partners by tackling their low libido issues naturally. I also help women fight anxiety, mood swings, emotional imbalances by changing their diet. Now, I do all of this by supporting them and encouraging them to implement small, simple, achievable steps to implement them into their current lifestyle. This will help them to now thrive and live a healthier and happier life.
Absolutely. Tate, when you say small implementable steps, I think it's such a key value add that we, as coaches, we know now that, COVID has been nobody's friend, and a lot of the time people are really needing to find what is practical for me today, or at least this week. So much change happening, so many things happening in the world constantly, and when it comes to I remember, and this was way back when, just from my own personal experience with my mom struggling with hormonal imbalances and how it's from being moody to getting really hot the whole time to I know that from that experience, it's so important to be able to know what to do and how to do it more effectively. But also, I'm glad that you touched on the intimacy, because, a lot of the time you kind of go, I'm assuming because of hormonal imbalances, you don't necessarily feel like being intimate. And half the time your brain's kind of going, well, I don't know why I don't feel like this. So it's really interesting to kind of go, there's natural ways to be able to do this, but also practical micro habits that you can actually start implementing to really taking hold of this. But don't you want to give us sort of just a bit of background and intro on what was your journey from becoming a wellness coach? Why wellness? What was your entry point in wanting to do this for a living?
Well, it comes from a very personal point of view, because my journey into this started with me trying to fix myself. Because quite a few years ago, in my early 20s, I started noticing that there's something wrong, and this can't be right. I mean, right from when I went through puberty, my period was very light. And I was thinking, is this what it's supposed to be like? But I was too embarrassed to ask. I was too shy to ask my friends. My friends go around saying, "Oh, I'm bloated. Oh, I'm having period pain. Oh, this." And I'm thinking, I'm not experiencing any of that. Oh my gosh, am I normal? And then as I went on into my 20s, um, yes, my period got heavier and then it got painful, really, really painful. But then that also comes with lifestyle changes. My lifestyle, my diet, and all that played a huge part of that, but I didn't know, completely ignorant. And then I remember there was one time that I didn't get a period for 6 months, 6 whole months. And I was thinking, oh my goodness, pregnancy test after pregnancy test. I was just gaining weight. I was an emotional roller coaster. I couldn't control my emotions. People around me, used to walk on eggshells because they didn't know which taste they're getting today. Is she happy? Is she going to cry? Is she just going to snap? Is she just going to bite someone's head off? They never knew what was going to happen. I remember going to my doctor, going to my GP and saying, "Oh my gosh, I haven't had my period." At this point, it was about 5 months. I haven't had my period for 5 months. I've been careful. I know I'm not pregnant. And that was the first time I heard the term hormonal imbalance. And my doctor, male, says to me, "Oh, you know what? I'll give you tablets to push your period, but I'll tell you this, it's going to be very painful." I thought, okay, I just want to get my period. I
Yeah.
didn't understand the implications of having a hormonal imbalance. And because he didn't really elaborate, all he says, "Oh, it's a hormonal imbalance. I'm going to give you tablets." So I thought, okay, these pills are just going to fix me. They're going to fix me and I'm going to be A-okay. I'm going to be back to normal. My friends, will get the good version of me. Took the tablet 6 weeks in. I get my period, and yes, it was very painful. So I get happy and I'm thinking, okay, this is going to regulate my period. I'm going to be okay now. My emotions are going to be okay. But no, during that time that I was taking those tablets, my emotions got worse. I was constantly teary eyed. I gained so much weight. I had breakouts on the top of my shoulders. I didn't understand what was going on. I had, I was just a nightmare to be around. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, this is horrible. And the weight gain was a side effect. And all those things were side effects of the tablets. I read that later. There were side effects of the tablets because their hormone tablets basically focused on pushing your period. And like most medication, um, medication seems to suppress one thing and magnify a whole load of other things. And that is what
Yeah.
happened. So after that, I thought, okay, no, because the year after that was just still a nightmare. I didn't feel like I was fixed. Again, my period was still irregular. So all it did was just push my period. And then after that, when my periods did show up, it was even more painful. So I decided to go on the internet. Google is your best friend. I went on the internet.
Yes.
I did a deep dive. Into hormonal imbalance because that's what I've been told. I held on to that. And I realized that there are tons and tons of women going through what I was going through, that I was not the only one. So I got in touch with some mentors and, a few doctors asking more questions. And I decided, you know what? I need to share this with the world. I can't keep this to myself. I mean, there's absolutely no reason for women to be going through this when there are known diet and lifestyle changes that can alleviate these symptoms and help you to live a happier life and the
Yeah.
people around you, because this affects relationships. And just so you know, 80% of women experience symptoms of hormonal imbalances and
Wow.
they affect their lives negatively. In a recent search, in a recent research and study of 2,000 women aged between 30 and 60, 43% admitted to having issues with hormonal imbalances impacting their lives negatively. That's like 1 in 2 women
Yeah.
that are struggling with things like this. So I decided to make it my life's mission to spread the word. I mean, diet and lifestyle changes, it's a whole lot better than a hormonal pill that's just going to make you worse. So
Yeah.
yeah, this is just really how my journey started.
That's amazing. I think there's a lot of the time where people also consider a quick fix kind of approach. to kind of going, oh, well, the doctor said I must do this. And the sad thing is that a lot of the time I've done it a few times in my life where you naively kind of go, well, that's, he's the doctor. Obviously he knows.
Yeah.
And you sort of take it for the truth, right? And essentially it may be a truth, it may be one truth, but there could be many facets to this. So Tate, I know that you are going to be sharing with us some interesting key ways of actually helping us, helping women specifically, prevent any hormone imbalances, or at least alleviate the symptoms. And I know you've got some slides to share with us. If you want to maybe bring that up for us. Chat us through these, because I've seen some of the points you're making here, and from my perspective, one of the things you mentioned we'll get to is magnesium, and that in itself I know has really impacted my sleep and made me feel incredibly good in the mornings once I start taking it regularly. But share with us those tips and steps that people can actually do naturally.
So the natural ways to prevent hormonal imbalances, and you'd be surprised, the ways that I'm going to share with you, they're really simple things that you can really just start doing today, and it will make a world of a difference.
Fantastic.
In your life. So I know a lot of people will get upset with this, or the But before you come to me, just like anything, too much is not always good for you. So you really need to watch your caffeine intake. A cup of coffee a day can be beneficial because coffee actually contains antioxidants, which are really vital for our bodies. But however, too much caffeine can adversely affect your endocrine system, which is responsible for much of your hormone production and release. I cannot stress enough the importance of getting plenty of good quality sleep, and the key word there being quality sleep, because sleep alone can have incredibly positive effects on balancing your hormones. Disrupted sleep patterns will trigger stress hormones, which will in turn deplete adrenals and setting off a chain of hormonal imbalance.
I just want to touch on that point, Tate. I've recently been checking some useful content online, and there's a neuroscientist that actually sports. He speaks about how the Navy, or the Navy SEALs, I think, go through a process of their rigorous training, and one of the things that really interrupt your brain's neural pathway is the lack of sleep. And that's why they go through that rigorous process, because the training is so intensive, and you really want people to be able to learn a whole new way of doing their training. So obviously that's one of the processes, but it really does have an adverse effect on life and how we do life in general. So the quickest way to debilitate yourself is to not get quality sleep. And he speaks of it as one of the core values of what we should have. So absolutely, I love that you bring that up as well.
I mean, good quality sleep is important, and I cannot stress that enough. I know as women in general, women will tell you, "Oh, but I have to make sure the kids are ready for school. Oh, I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a career woman. I am this. I wear so many hats. I can't afford to sleep." I've had so many people tell me that. What? You're telling me to have 7 hours of sleep? I need to make sure I do this, and that. And I'm like, you have no idea what you're doing to yourself. You need to get enough good quality sleep in order for you to function. You cannot pour from an empty cup, because one day your body will just shut down, quite literally just shut down on its own, because it sends you signals to say, I'm tired, I need to rest. But if you don't listen, the body just shuts down on its own.
And also, we also have this idea of the busier we are, the more we actually get done, and that's not true. A lot of people don't take time to to get those 7 hours because they think, no, let me get up earlier because that needs to get done. When in actual fact, you get more done when you feel good, when you feel alive, and you feel healthy, So it's such a catch-22 because your brain kind of falls into that trap of going, no, but if I'm busy enough, then obviously I'm being proactive and I'm doing a lot, and that's not necessarily the truth.
And your quality of work or the quality of the things that you're doing when you're functioning on lack of sleep is actually not the greatest quality. You find that you make a lot of mistakes, you're doing things over and over again. So it's better for you to be well rested, clear-minded, and get rid of that brain fog that comes with, when you're tired, you get this brain fog where you keep forgetting things, where you keep missing things out. That's just your body talking to you that I'm tired, I need to rest. So it's important to listen to your body and rest when you need to.
Absolutely.
Now, also, you need to increase dietary omega-3s because our body needs fat to be able to perform many processes vital for achieving good health, which includes hormone production and the rebuilding of cells. Now, you find that the modern Western diet has seen a massive increase in consumption of omega-6 polyunsaturated fats, which are the bad fats, and a corresponding decrease in omega-3 fat intake, which is a good fat. So balancing the intake of fats will help balance hormone production. So for most people, this means they just need to reduce consumption of vegetable oils, which are omega-6, and increase consumption of oily fish, such as salmon and flaxseed or chia seeds, to boost their omega-3 intake. And I know a lot of people will say, oh, I'm allergic to seafood, but there are other ways of getting that omega-3 into your diet.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also take up regular low-impact exercise. Now, I used to think, okay, I need to exercise. Great. Let me go to the gym. Let me do my HIIT. Let me pump some weights and all that. That's the effective way for me to lose weight, while I was going through the hormonal imbalance phase of my life. And I found that it was just making me worse. I wasn't losing the weight and I wasn't feeling great. I was getting more stressed because I was putting more stress on my body. But what you find is if you're suffering from a hormonal imbalance, performing intense exercise can often worsen your condition. Now, I didn't know this until I started doing more research. So it's better to choose low impact exercise that can be easily regulated to require mild exertion, such as swimming, Pilates, yoga, and walking. So this will help improve and promote relaxation while causing less stress on the body. Because what we're trying to do is to make sure that you have less stress. You're stressing your body less as much as possible to create that balance while also burning calories and keeping it moving. Also, coconut oil is really important. I used to think, oh, coconut oil is overrated. Actually, it's not. Coconut oil can also aid in weight loss, help reduce hormones, and reduce inflammation. So for better hormone health, we try and find ways to include coconut oil into our diets every day. Now, it could be something as simple as, just changing over from vegetable oil to using coconut oil to cook as well, but it will make a world of a difference.
Fantastic.
Also, just like we were talking about, go on.
No, I just thinking. I've seen people actually use coconut oil in their coffee. So when they're having a cup of coffee, it's quite. It enhances the taste a little, and I've tried it. I really love that. So I'm hearing you, and I'm gonna do some more intake on coconut oil.
Yeah, it really is good. And also, we spoke about magnesium earlier. So increasing your level of magnesium and vitamin D is really essential because magnesium helps to promote sleep and allows the muscles to relax, which is crucial for achieving better hormone health. Because sometimes your mind is still buzzing and it's still working, and you're just having trouble sleeping. Magnesium
Yeah.
really does help, and this can be found in dark leafy green vegetables. If you're someone like me that really doesn't like tablets, you can find it in dark leafy green vegetables. Pumpkin seeds, squash, and halibut can also be rich sources of magnesium. Sun exposure is also vital for hormone health. Early morning sun exposure allows your body to absorb vitamin D. So I like to take my walks early in the morning to start my day. It gives me time to meditate, plan my day, and all that, while still getting that absorption of vitamin D. But if you can't get enough sun, vitamin D supplements may prove to be very beneficial as well.
Fantastic.
So these are the ways that you can actually help to prevent hormonal imbalances, and also find, if it is already happening in your life, if you're already having those symptoms, these are the first steps, the simple steps, the basic steps to start. And as I said, um, I help women to take smaller, achievable steps, because nobody wants to get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I get a bit rebellious when things are just too much. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm not doing this. I can't do this. Okay, bye.
Yeah.
But that is just me, and I'm sure a lot of people tend to be that way as well.
That's fantastic, Tate. Thank you. I mean, it's I very often on the conversations that we have with the Lunchtime series is a lot of people share information that is, again, stuff people do know. And I think, the re-emphasis of it is there's a difference between knowing something or knowing about something and actioning something. And one of the things, from my coaching practice, I am one of those coaches who I'm not good with people complaining. So, I'm like, okay, cool. If you want, phone your mother if you want that. But essentially, I want people to take action, So, with the information like this, it's people know about hormonal imbalances, but and some like coffee, like don't overdo the coffee. But it's a case of going, yes, we know it, but are you doing it? That's the question, right? So I'm so glad that you're bringing it back to our attention, and it's definitely something that I'm sure the audiences are going to love. So Tate, in closing, and I wish we had a longer time. I always do, because I get so wrapped up in these conversations that I sometimes forget that it's only 30 minutes that we can. But if we want to get hold of you, if we want to have a chat, where do we go? What's going to be the easiest to get hold of you, and where do we go for that?
Okay, so you can get in touch with me or connect with me on my social pages. That is on Instagram, you'll find me at The Perfect Symphony. On Facebook, our Facebook page is The Perfect Symphony Marketing. Or you can send an email to inquiries@perfectsymphony.co.za.
Fantastic. Tate, thank you so much for making some time to chat with us. That was, I can't believe that's already it's 30 minutes. It's almost 30 minutes. And thank you for that. Guys, so please, if you want to check out what Tate's doing, and please go and check out the social media. All this information that you have mentioned will be in the description box below in the videos, and shared all over social media. So click on the links, go and check it out, and get hold of Tate. Especially if you're a woman in the world currently struggling with your hormones. It's I know it's a thing, and we haven't even had time to discuss how food and the hormones in food are affecting our lives. But Tate, thank you for joining us, and I will chat to you soon.
You're most welcome, and thank you so much, Kevin. It's been such an honor and a pleasure to be on your show.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.